God commanded Adam to descend to the earth and expand it with ploughing and cultivation. Adam and Eve lived to cultivate and ate blissfully and with pleasure. After few months, Eve was pregnant and gave birth to twins, a male and a female offspring. The boy named Cain and his twin sister Luluwa was very beautiful and innocent. As time passed, Eve became pregnant again, and once again she gave birth to twins as earlier. The male offspring was named Abel, whereas his twin sister was not as beautiful as Luluwa. The children grew and Cain was working as a farmer, and Abel was grazing the cattle. Both the girls also grew up and became more beautiful. Cain and Abel's love grew for the girls. Abel was inclined toward his sister. The twin sister of Cain was more beautiful than Abel's twin sister, and he wanted to marry her, whereas she was also inclined towards Abel. But Cain was not comfortable with the situation, and he was jealous at his sister, that he wanted for himself. Thus she rejected Cain. Whether Satan whispered in the heart of Cain, as he did with his father Adam, and made him expelled out of heaven. Abel felt hatred for his brother, and hostility intensified between him and his brother Cain. Adam got to know about this, and he found a solution. So he asked Abel and Cain to offer sacrifice and shall win the beautiful sister, which was accepted from one and not the other. Cain brought some plants and put it on the edge of the road, and Abel slaughtered some sheep and presented as offerings. On the next morning, Cain found his offering plants were dried and withered and became angry, while Abel did not find anything from his offering sheep, which were eaten by birds and lions, so he was rejoiced. Cain revolted by knowing that he would not win his beautiful sister, and the devil whispered in his heart to get rid of his brother Abel and win who he loves. Cain said to his brother, "I'll kill you." Abel replied, "If you raise your hand to kill me, I shall not raise mine to kill you." And when he saw him insisted to kill, he said, "If you commit, you will become the dweller of fire." But his soul prompted him to kill his brother. He killed him and became one of the losers, and then stood next to his brother's body and was weeping of remorse of what he has done, and bewildered of his brother's body and what to do with it. God sent a raven to scratch up the ground and show him how to cover his brother's corpse, and he said, "Woe is me! Could I not have been like this raven and covered up my brother's body?" He became remorseful. He dug a pit and buried the body of his brother and covered it with sand. The tomb of Abel is the first grave on the face of the earth. Since that day, man learned that the devil is his first foe on the earth, and he can deviate mankind.
فطوعت له نفسه قتل أخيه فقتله فأصبح من الخاسرين فبعث الله غرابا يبحث في الأرض ليريه كيف يواري سوءة أخيه قال يا ويلتى أعجزت أن أكون مثل هذا الغراب فأواري سوءة أخي فأصبح من النادمين.
Qarun was one of the Israelites, the people of Moses, who were in Egypt under the rule of Pharaoh, working for him as slaves. They were humiliated and despised. One of Moses' objectives was to emancipate the Israelites from humiliation and slavery to Pharaoh. Qarun's money, gold, silver, jewels and so on were kept in the iron coffers in the rooms of his palace, and their keys were in the chains that could carry a group of strong men. Karun was distinct from Israelites living in Egypt, as he was not a slave like them. But he adhered to Pharaohine doctrine and was tyrannical and preferred this world and used the people as servants for his service. Moses must face Karun to advise him truth and guide him to righteous path. Moses sent believers and wise men to Karun from Israelites, who said to him, "Do not be arrogant and conceited," but he mocked them. Moses himself advised him and said to him, "O Karun, God has given you great wealth and made you rich in order to test you. Do you praise to God or disbelieve? And to make an equilibrium in spending it between hereafter and worldly life, and between the eternal and mortal. The most of the money must be directed towards righteousness and goodness, and to be spent for the sake of God, and the least must be used for your clothing, food and drink, without extravagance. Because firstly, you will get it rewards hereafter satisfaction and mercy, and secondly, it is decreased in this worldly life. You should give charity to the creatures of God, as God has done well to you with abundance of wealth. In the past, there had been stronger and more accumulated money makers, so God took all that due to their sins, and they are buried deep down and waiting for the judgment day. So be attention and beware of God's wrath and his punishment." However, Karun did not pay attention to Moses' advice, but rather took it with pride and said, "I have made my wealth with my competence and knowledge, and no one did favor me to make me worthy of this money, and I deserve it more than all the people created by God." On one memorable day, where there were many people, Karun went out from his palace in a large adornment surrounded by his servants, carrying loads of keys and iron chains. It was almost looking as if they were falling on the ground because of its weight. Some of the people, whose hearts and minds were weak, shouted and sang, "We wish we had some like what Karun had, who had great luck." Those who had knowledge and faith responded to them, "O deceived, beware of God's wrath, because his reward is eternal happiness." And the multitude shriveled up, and with fall of darkness, and Karun and his palace, and the earth split from under the palace, and the flames burning everything. Karun was surrounded with it from all sides, and the pillars and huge stones fell down until it buried Karun under the rubble, and Karun finished. As the next day sun rose, people began to hurry around the palace where the palace Karun was located. Those who used to envy Karun for his money, power, adornment and fortune, truly and sincerely, Almighty God extends sustenance to whoever wills among his worshippers, and give them more, as sustenance for whom he wills. Praise be to God, who endows his sustenance upon us, and save us from stoning and painful torment. We have repented to you. Glory be to you. Praise be to you in the worldly life and hereafter.